Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Tuesday. Tuesday is request day, and this one was requested back in the middle of June by the creator. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, it's the longest waiting map on the request list, which means that the waiting list is actually quite short at the moment, just 2 months to be seen, and that's if it's the longest waiting map on the list. So if you want to stick a map in the comments down below, or via Twitter or Patreon or Facebook or anywhere else you can find me, now is a very good time to do it. Now this map, it's a peninsula, but it's more of an island map than yesterday's actually island map was an island map. Does that make any sense? Or if you've not seen yesterday's show, you really have to. Beautiful map, by the way. But before we get on and do anything else, let me give you your daily reminder. You know what to do. Get that finger out. Yes, thank you. Hidden like really does help promote the channel, get me seen by more people, and hopefully get the channel to grow exponentially, which is going to be today's word of the day. But I'm only going to use it today in this show. Today's map, it's Yrvin Peninsula by DigoCube. I'm pretty sure it's Yrvin. I might be wrong, but it's not a real place, so I can make up the name. The start square is like that, with a little hint of highway poking into it. And then the resources, we've got plenty of fertile land, loads of trees, and a hint of oil and ore. It's all there. It really is. Let's have a look at the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a 100% vanilla map, although there's a recommendation for the 81 tile mod and for the cloud and fog toggler. Now, honestly, I would recommend both, because you can use a hell of a lot of map, and you can get to the edge of the map at both ends, where you probably want the fog off, like here. But we're going away from the fog. We're not looking into the fog today. Let's follow the highways in. Now, we're going to follow the highways quite slowly, because frankly there isn't a lot of networking to follow. In fact, this is the only highway connection, which is going to be a bit of a negative point for this map. And yeah, it's nicely done though. There's nothing wrong with this. The route makes a lot of sense, and we're going to dead end up here in a minute. And if you follow this road on and around the top of the riverhead, I would suggest it would make a very good highway connection down the length of the map. There's your start square, like that. Like the way that that highway's pointing up towards those hills a little bit, and if you just follow that route around, that makes a lot of sense. So there we are. We're quite close to the edge of the map, and you can then extend tile by tile by tile up that way. I love it. Or of course you can use the 81 tile mod. Now, as there's no extra road and there's certainly no rail connection, which is also a negative, let's go down and have a look at some of the basic detailing along here. We've got a nice little feature here, which is the house by the well, it used to be obviously a little boat place there. And it's okay, you can actually get up onto that jetty. It's not too high. I'm happy with that. Might be a bit too high for the water, but let's not worry about this. Let's not pick too many holes today. The rivers. Now, the river is a little bit straight for me. This is more like a canal. It's very straight. Rivers, if left untended, will wind backwards and forwards because water sloshes. You've got a couple of paddling trees there, the little roots in the water, but that does happen. I'm going to allow that. And then the water source. The water source is okay. I'm not inspired by it. I mean, put a few rocks around it and it's a water source. Yeah, I'm not buying. There's nothing wrong with it. It's right slap big in the middle. If you like that sort of thing, you can hit the subscribe button now, and you can see more of it, because we've got another one right up here. right there. It's like this rock has got a little tap on the outside, isn't it? Look, pour the water outside of the rock. You can get blood from a stone, you can get water from a stone. And they're all very much the same, except for the one just up this route here. This one's slightly different. This one is like, I know it's all about bringing life to the rivers, but this one's like got a heartbeat. Look at it, it's like a beating heart. Yeah, water glitching going on there. It's a little bit worse from the back right there. You can see that there, but I can see the effort that's been made, but it's just hasn't settled down and doesn't throughout the recording of this episode. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll come back for some more straight after the asset review, which is here. As we go to Assetville to have a look at today's rather lovely commercial building 002 by Vlad Alex SH. Now, this is a really nice building for many reasons. First of all, it does look like a mall. I like the way that Vlad's promoted himself on the side of the building. Good for you. Good for you, my friend. Pat yourself on the back, and I approve. I really do. And that's not sarcasm. It's a lovely building. It's got that obviously point at one end. In fact, it's a triangle. It's got points at three ends. But you could use this in a multitude of different locations, like I've done here with Asset Corner, which has become Asset Point. I've done an awful job with those roads, by the way. Please, please, please don't comment about those roads. It's all about showcasing the asset. Don't forget about my 15-second road bill. Anyway, that's Commercial Building 002 by Vlad Alex SH. Very nice, my friend. As we head off to Themington Island to have a look at the No Cliffs map theme by Yrvin with photo V1.13 LUT. Oh, Yrvin, friend of the show, and of course a previous guest on Skylines Talk. Worth checking out. Check the playlist. She's really interesting, actually. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of factoids before we move on. How about if you'd spent $1,000, euros, whatever, pounds, whatever, a day every day since the birth of Christ, you would still not have spent 1 billion by now. About 7,500 million is what you would have spent. And if you've been wounded at the battle, help, put my teeth back in, the Battle of Cressy in 1346, your wounds might have been treated with spiders' webs. Soldiers carried boxes containing spiders or webs specifically for that purpose. I'm glad I'm not reading any more today because I'm really struggling. Let's go back to Yrvin Peninsula by Daigo Cube, shall we? Get away from that reading. Shipping routes. We have one that goes up this side of the peninsula. Nothing across the top. It does get quite tight to the edge of the map, so that's a good reason not to go across the top. Then we've got another shipping route down this side of the peninsula. And it goes all the way down to the bottom. And it's not quite straightforward at the bottom. It's fairly straightforward, but not quite. Because at the bottom, we've got a third shipping route that goes off the edge of the map there. So that's all good. It's very nicely done. Shall we have a look at water flow? Now, we've seen that this map has rivers, haven't we? But they're not the big, humongous water-carrying rivers. They're quite small and petite. And you could use them. I suggest you probably will have to use them to pump your sewage out if you're going vanilla. It is a vanilla map after all. If you're not going vanilla, of course you can use assets. We've got a little bit of water down here, of course, and there's a little bit of water motion, so you're okay from the bat. But yeah, it's one to look at if you're going to play vanilla with your sewage. Now let's have a look at the build planes. Flat, but not perfectly flat, which is good. It makes you have to work a little bit if you want to have a realistic looking build. It's very, oh, have a look at this. Did you notice there was a farm here? When we did the fly through, did you notice that? Tucked away there. Also, did you notice I've got an official Facebook page? /official BonBonB. Please go and join me over there. You'll get an extra reminder about when my shows are up and running. Okay, so these orchards are all very nice. I would question these big old trees that are in the middle. I think they would have been cleared for the planting of these straight line orchards. That's just a thought. I could be wrong, and you're going to show me thousands of pictures from Google Earth of orchards with giant trees in them. We've got a settlement in the middle as well. Did you notice this? Maybe? Instead of roads, though, we got trenches. and we are back to the future. We've got flying cars. Oh, look at this little baby. Look at that. Oh, maglev cars. That's what we've got, maglev. Brilliant. Daigo Cube, you are ahead of your time, my friend. Ahead of your time. What's around there? Old dead end there. And an outhouse. Brilliant. Let's pull back and we'll leave a little conurbation behind there. Nice little farming community with maglev cars. We've got some very nice vanilla looking beaches, and they're vanilla looking because they are indeed vanilla, of course. Past the river mouth, which is good, and we've got some more beaches. Let's go and have a look at the top end of the peninsula. We haven't had a look up here yet. This bit does go off into the fog a little bit, and foggy, where if you can't really see where you're sailing, you are going to need an essential lighthouse. And we've got a couple of now these jetties, they are more difficult to get onto. I have a bigger grumble about these ones. You need a ladder to get onto that, or maybe you can climb up on that right hand edge just about. Of course it's too dangerous to climb on, so please don't be playing on rusty piers, kids, whatever you do. Or if you do, just tell them when you die that BonBon told you not to. Yes, it's the essential lighthouse. Tweet me. Tweet me. Yeah, it's all good. Actually, perfect location. Can't grumble about that. I would grumble about why would we have two jetties there. I don't know. More rivers, more very nice rivers, more very straight rivers. Very straight rivers. And then we come around here. Now we've got a treat. We haven't seen one of these properly for a little while. Oh no, we haven't. Guess what's there? Can you see it? Can you make it out? Not really, can you? I'll tell you what. Let's do a little bit of magic with the sea level tool. There it is. Look at that. And we move the slider down. I'll move the slider down. There, look. One tree underwater. That is properly drowned. Properly drowned. Oh, Daigo, what did you do that for? You're a mean creator. Save the trees, everybody. Save the trees. And look at this. This is great. Look, this is a peninsula on a peninsula. Look at that. Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so happy now. I've always wanted to say a peninsula on a peninsula, and I have now done. I want to say I've always wanted to. Since I realised I've wanted to. Down the backbone of the peninsula, we do have this ridge of hills, and they're very fine. And if you have a look, got a little bit of detailing up here as well. Some trenches in the hills, obviously defensive posts. We've gone past some guns there. We will have a look at some guns in a moment. There's some guns here. Yeah, little gun placements here. Look at the direction that we're facing with these guns. Nothing. Yeah, we're defending something at the bottom of this hill. Maybe there's a little port, ancient port. That was an ancient port. These are modern guns, so maybe there's a port or something down here that those guns are protecting, possibly. And we've got another trench there, and there's some more guns up here. Look at the direction that they're facing. They are facing out to the left over there, so something's coming from that direction. Even the machine gun post is facing that way as well. But what are we defending down here? How? What? Defending what? Atlantis? Anyway, now's your chance to vote on this map. Click 1 if you think it's rubbish, 5 stars if you think it's great, 2, 3 or 4 stars if it's somewhere in between. Your chance to vote, and we've got something new coming up next month that your vote is actually going to count towards, so make sure you do. Make sure you bloody well do, okay? Okay, here's my vote. Aesthetically, it's okay. I like the overall design actually, but beyond that it just gets a bit too vanilla. It's the kind of thing that you wish came free with the game. Yeah, it's better than Colossal Orders vanilla, but still only worth 3 stars. Detailing, I'd love to give it a 4th star actually, but everything that deserves the 4th star is only just scraping it, and the rest of the map holds it back, so I'm going to give it a high 3 for detailing. Gameplay potential, this is a map that needs an extra highway connection and a rail connection as well. With those two, you could argue for 4 stars. As it stands, it's just 3 stars for gameplay. So Yrvin Peninsula by Daigo Cube is actually quite nice. it's one that you can play without any grumbles at all, and I highly recommend that you do. But there's no seal of approval. Okay, thanks very much for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. We're Tuesday today, so join me tonight for a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator. And of course, if you can't wait for that long, there is this map that you can go and watch right now, which has now got a vote on it, so you can go and vote on that map as well. So that's a bit of extra fun for you. And it's from over a year ago, so you probably haven't seen it unless you were a true devotee. Well, that's it. Thanks very much. I'll see you tomorrow for another map in the What Map series. Have a great day.